Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 27th, 10 a.m. And this is Training Wheels, where we gather to just go over lessons of A Course in Miracles, the daily lessons. And we are today on lesson 34. I could see peace instead of this. And what an appropriate lesson for me this morning. What I usually do in these lessons, which come courtesy of an open door, which is a website and a gathering place that is hosted by Cindy Krupp. We've been doing this for over a year now, and it keeps getting better and better and bigger, and we are loving it. So that's what we're here. That's the website through which we are here this morning, and we are on. Do in these classes is not a class, it's a gathering and a discussion group. I go through and I read all the lessons up to lesson 34, which really sets the tone. It's something that Cindy sort of taught us to do as a way of moving into the space of the lesson, but also on building on the thought system that the lessons in A Course in Miracles really offer, which is an alternative to the ego's thought system. So let's dive in. I encourage you to keep your video on or off. What I'm going to do is read through the lessons until we get to the lesson that we're going to review today. Then I'll read from the text of Training Wheels, and then we'll start our discussion. So I'm going to turn my video off because it's easier for me to just be present with everyone if I'm not looking. Glad to have you all here. Just get comfortable in your seat and take a moment to let go of whatever this busy morning has already brought to your doorstep. Just be in this moment now, as William calls to remind us all the time, there's only now and now and now and now. Whatever is brought to us now is perfect. It's all for us. And with that in our hearts and minds, let's begin. Nothing I see means anything. I have given everything I see all the meaning it has for me. I do not understand anything I see. I am never upset for the reasons I think. I am upset because I see something that is not there. I see only the past. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see nothing as it is now. My thoughts do not mean anything. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world engenders fear. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images I have made. I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am determined to see. I am determined to see things differently. What I see is a form of vengeance. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I do not perceive my own best interests. I do not know what anything is for. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Above all else, I want to see. Above all else, I want to see things differently. God is in everything I see. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. I am not a victim of the world I see. I have invented the world I see. There is another way of looking at the world. I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. At some point, all of us reach a place where we have had enough. We have gone as far as we can with a job, a relationship, a living situation, an illness, or a belief system. It doesn't matter what the specific issue is. We just know that what we have been doing with it isn't working anymore. This is called suffering. It may seem ironic or unfair, but suffering is one of the best forms of spiritual teaching. For many, it is their only spiritual teacher. We avoid, we substitute, we divert, and finally, the suffering becomes inescapable and unbearable. It forces us into our mind and will not leave without being recognized. It is often at this point we say to ourselves, there must be another way. And when we do say that, something opens up. Suffering is mental. It may be felt in the body, but even bodily suffering is almost always largely in the mind. In its most fundamental form, suffering is simply resistance to what is. We resist and resist and resist, often unconsciously, until we wear ourselves out. And then we, quote unquote, give in. And a sense of peace often follows. We recognize the futility of arguing with what is, We allow it to be, and immediately a burden is lifted. But often, this can take years. Often, this can take lifetimes. Being unfamiliar with our own minds, most of us don't even recognize our resistance. We go along with a chronic sense of unease and discomfort until the energy of our disquiet builds to a point that we cannot ignore it. It's only then, at this point, that we find a way to release the energy, either by lashing out, by getting physically ill, or by manifesting a situation that allows us to justify our anger or our reaction. And then the cycle starts again. Peace of mind requires consciously allowing the present moment to be as it is. What is your present moment right now? Are you in your present moment right now? Please don't confuse this with passivity. It's an active choice. It can involve hard work, searching, and radical acceptance. It really isn't for the weak of heart. Today's lesson, I could see peace instead of this, is for those who have had enough of suffering as their spiritual teacher and who are ready for a change. Today's practice asks for 15 minutes of your time. Today's practice is composed of 3 5-minute sessions or meditations. Try to do one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and just before bedtime. But you could do it anytime, anywhere, or any place. These practices will improve your mental state. That's a guarantee. Take your seat and close your eyes. Just relax the body and place your awareness gently on the breath. You can do this now if you want. When you feel ready, begin to watch whatever arises in your mind. It could be a thought, a bodily sensation, a sound, a smell, a feeling. It could be nothingness. Just place your awareness on where you are now, what is arising in the mind now. Pay attention to any fearful thought, any anxious thought, any even slight discomfort. What appears may seem unexceptional. Any thought that's not peaceful is fair game. As each thought emerges into your awareness, just notice it. And note also the feeling that arises in your body. And slowly say in your mind, I could see peace instead of this. Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. See what arises. I could see peace instead of this. If you can't think of any fearful or unloving thought or situation, and that sentence isn't even correct, you're not thinking, it just arises. So if nothing arises, just say, I could see peace instead of this, and then move on. Try to do this 3 times a day for 5 minutes, or as long as you want. And during the day, if something arises that interrupts your peace or interrupts your thoughts, just repeat the lesson to yourself. I could see peace instead of this. It's very simple. That's all that's asked of you. This is the beginning of real change. The world that you see, the world that you perceive, can add nothing to Source or to your oneness with Source. But your belief in its reality can blind you. You cannot perceive this world as reality and know Source as real, because only Source is real. The choice of what is truth is not yours to make. I'm going to read that again. That's from Elizabeth Cronkite, The Message of A Course in Miracles. I'll read it one more time. The world that you perceive can add nothing to Source or to your oneness with it. But your belief in its reality can blind you. You cannot perceive this world as reality and know Source as real, because only Source is real. The choice of what is truth is not yours to make.